I guess I hadn't thought of legal ramifications of changing your eligibility requirements midway through some sort of giveaway. But I guess because the prize is of reasonable value, that might be why I guess it's sort of an issue. But the tax evasion part is quite interesting.
This might be the last news brief about this particular company. Maybe though. Don't hold your breath.
We
might get one more news cycle out of them
for sure.
Artesian Builds, not to be confused with Artisan Builds.
Which may not exist, probably does, but it's a much more effective use of the English language. Carry on.
Is in the news again. They went from apologizing, which we covered last week.
Right.
Their Star-Lord CEO lost his frickin' mind on air during a giveaway, denied someone their giveaway. It all blew up, bringing you up to speed. So then that led to a bunch of apologies that have since been deleted from their Twitter, which then led to this tweet saying that at this point we're examining a potential employee-led buyout because they got some employees that were pissed off and bummed that they're kind of caught in the crosshair. So I think they started figuring out, hey, can we save this company? Can we take it from you, asshole? Keep in mind, he started this company as a crypto PC mining building rig company.
Which would be like social suicide now if he was...
And then... train wrecks and a bunch of people jump on him like, sell me the company, I'll buy the fucking company, I'll save the fucking company, yada, yada, yada.
The tweet says employee-led, first of all.
Yeah.
Train wrecks, what are you going to do, mate? Liquidate the company so you can keep playing slots for the rest of your life only?
Yeah.
Like, what you mean? You know what I mean? Like, how many employees does this company have? Do we know?
We don't know.
Yeah,
we don't know how many PCs they were building or how big, but we're not, but then they tweet again. After that one, they're no longer necessarily looking for an employee-led. This is all within days. Now they're sad to announce that effective now, we're freezing, suspending all activities. And so there's ongoing analysis from an outside console to reorg to ensure fair treatment of clients, creditors, and employees. We expect more info by month's end. This is what we call figuring out how to file for bankruptcy.
Well, it sounds like Chapter 7 of bankruptcy, right?
Yep.
Whichever one is not the liquidation of everything, but the reorganization.
Yep. Chapter 11? Is that Chapter 11?
I don't know. There's a bunch of different chapters.
But yeah.
Interesting.
But then, that's not all.
Oh, really?
One more tweet dropped this morning.
The rigor
Jake
mortis
Lucky
setting in.
is tweeting that last night, I even said it, Jesus Christ. See, they got me.
Just as intended.
Artesian Builds laid off everyone. Again, we don't know how many people that is. We know it's at least 2, because I've seen the video with the CEO and the guy building the PC.
Right. Yeah,
at least 2 employees.
Yeah.
And they let everybody go.
Yeah.
That sucks. No one wants to lose their job. No one likes to see anyone lose their job. But
yeah, obviously the company. So, I guess if you're just someone who just looked at the clip, it's pretty hard to say. What it looked like, 2 guys just building PCs in a room. Obviously, a company requires more than that. You need people to obviously source the parts. You obviously need more than just one guy to build PCs if there's a long queue or whatever. Yep. But it's interesting that this is we've gone from. Them obviously, their CEO or what's his name? Chief Executive, yes, CEO.
CEO, Noah.
Displaying some pretty reprehensible behavior in public to the entire company being shut down. So, sucks for the employees that aren't assholes of this company. This is another good example of how this sort of reaction publicly can affect much more than the instigator of this behavior.
Yeah.
I guess there's allegories. I guess you could draw connections to what's happening to, we'll talk about later in this show, but people, in Russia that aren't behind this, that are being affected heavily by sanctions, right? This is what happens when there is a reckoning, so to speak.
Yeah.
It has a ripple effect, and not just the sort of the person responsible is held responsible for it. So I guess it's an ignoble end for this whole venture, but I don't know how many people are really affected by this. I don't know much about the company really at all.
Yeah, and then we talked about at breakfast. Are there people that gave $3,000 for a computer? They're not going to get their money back. Are there refunds? Are people screwed? Other than employees out of work and maybe benefits and all those things being gone for those people, are people also being ripped off? Right?
There's probably a build queue. It depends on what their current inventory is, and we might have a bit more information on that as well. But
breaking news. Yeah, so I read about a little bit of this. This broke a couple days ago that they also owe back taxes and they've lost there's a tax lien or something on this company as well. So it might be tax evasion, and then there's also the possibility, giveaways are very highly regulated, right? When you decide to do a giveaway on a public platform, especially when you're broadcasting it, there's rules and regulations on how you do that, who's eligible, who's not. Supposedly, the simple fact that he changed on air the requirements for this giveaway is also illegal in the state of California, and he could get busted for that. Because it's like the ultimate rug pull. Anyone can enter. And then the day of the contest, oh no, you had to pay $10, sorry. Or whatever, you can't change your sweepstakes or your entry requirements once you're going.
Yeah.
And he did that. So that's probably, and people were pontificating smarter than me. It's probably why he deleted every apology, because apologies are often seen as an admission of guilt in some regards in court. So you get rid of all that shit, like it never fucking happened, right? Because his video's gone, all those tweets are gone. So yeah.
How interesting. Yeah. I didn't know there'd actually be, I guess I hadn't thought of legal ramifications of changing your eligibility requirements midway through some sort of giveaway. But I guess because the prize is of, reasonable value, that might be why I guess, it's sort of an issue. But the tax evasion part is quite interesting as well. March the 2nd, which was a week ago, was when their business license was forfeited. So a lot of this is coming to a head at the same time because of the California. Who the fuck? I don't care who does tax in California. They take all my fucking money anyway. But they said they didn't say why, but they said that the company was not in good standing. So in order to get back in good standing or to get their business license back, there's a fee. They have to submit all tax returns, all dues, all that sort of stuff. So it implies that they've not declared everything, or there's been something going on with tax evasion potentially.
And that could be that could be criminal in the sense that he intentionally decided not to, or he could just be a terrible businessman and didn't properly track all his taxes and what he should pay. It's very easy to get behind on your shit when you own a business. It's also very easy to go, well, fuck, I'm just not going to pay him. It doesn't seem like he was a very big corporate type structure, this guy.
No.
Right?
Well,
so
I mean, he tried to give that impression based on the missive from the bridge of the Starship Enterprise,
from the desk of the
manifesto of our culpability in this matter. Yeah, I mean, look, you can try and throw up all the appearances of eligibility as you like, but
so it'll be interesting to see what he does or what happens to it if someone does swoop in and buy it. It'll be very interesting to see what happens to that Twitter hand, because there's 200,000 followers on that Twitter brand. Because you can rename it. I don't think it's verified. Because obviously, once you're verified, if you rename it, you lose your verification. But I don't think it's a verified
how much
brand.
That's worth 200k followers. I should just ask a Call of Duty caster. I'm sure they'll tell me.
Hey, sing. We should fuck. Jason, can you check into that?
I'll have to find out. Yeah.
Do not people want to buy that.
I
brand.
see Matt Morello. You have fuck all interactions, mate. It's like none of the people are actually still alive that are your Twitter followers.
You call Morello botter? Are you a botter, Morello?
Bro.
Mr. Bot?
Mate, Mr.
Bot X?
You can't tell me that back in the earlier days of esports and stuff like Esports Town, that people didn't do that. You can't fucking tell me. I know you can, because I know that this happened actually from reliable sources anyway. So who am I kidding?